All right. Grab that water three.
Grab
Yo.
that water three.
All right. So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. No matter where you may find yourself as you listen to this and you tune into the only sports podcast with brains and bars, it is another episode of It's a Black and White Thing featuring A1 and A Ward. I am one half of the dynamic duo. I am A1. You can call me Carlos. You can call me Dan. You can also call me a black man. You can check out every episode of It's a Black and White Thing by going to the podcast app of your choice. Wherever you find a good podcast, selecting It's a Black and White Thing, checking us out there. We appreciate you guys for doing that. Please like, share, subscribe. You can also check us out here as you can see us live on YouTube. If you require a visual component to your podcast, we have that for you as well. As we're here, I feel like Tuesday nights are like kind of the nights in which we link up and do this. Maybe sometimes we move it around as the schedule dictates, but Tuesday nights, somewhere between 6 and 7, you can catch us live on YouTube. I normally have the podcast up the next morning by 9 for you to check out, depending on how the conversation goes. I either chop it up, give it the OG Ron C chop not slop treatment, where I split up the episodes into battle rap, sports, other topics, or I drop the whole thing for you to consume in one cut. So yeah, man, please check us out on YouTube by searching Brains and Bars. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that when new content comes out, you'll be up on the latest and greatest. Same thing for our social media, IG, Twitter, and Instagram at Brains and Bars. Check us out. I'm always dropping clips from the show, having different polls and things that you can vote on. And I comment on everything that's going on in the world of sports and sometimes outside of that. So as you can see, I do not do this show by myself. I got the good homie A Ward in the building with me. What's going on with you, man?
Not a whole lot, man. I think today is the one of the Mondayest Tuesdays of all time. I just feel like today was just another Monday. Like even at work, I just was like, yeah, it's Monday, right? I was like, nah, yesterday was Monday. So no, but I've been good, man. I've been doing well. Excited for spring weather. It's nice outside, you know. So yeah, doing well, man.
That's what's up. If you are watching or listening to this, let me know if the connection's good. I know I'm recording in a different spot tonight, so I'm hoping that the Wi-Fi, even though it's a smaller home than my old one, I feel like sometimes the coverage is not the greatest. So let me know if everything is good on your end. Make sure we're not lagging. I know I posted a clip of me and Reese. Check out episode 89, The Thin Line Between Love and Hate. And like I'm talking about, I think maybe cheapskates, and my connection lags. So like I had to put an edit in that said technical difficulties as my voice froze as nothing was coming. There was no movement. You could only hear the visual. There was no audio component at that point. So yeah, man. So we got a dope show for you tonight, man. Check us out. We just talking about. I think on here I just said we talking about whatever tonight. Like we just gotta. When we do these shows in the past, I normally would have like a whole little ditty of, here's the lineup, here's what we going through. Like lately, I'm just like, yo, we pulling up, we talking. If you like it, you like it. You don't, come again next week. Maybe you'll like it better next week. But yeah, so we got a dope show, man. So we're gonna start on the battle rap side of things as we normally do. A couple of things. We're gonna start, shout out to Uncle Ra, shout out to 15 Minutes of Fame. You were in New York to have a 2-on-2 with Saga this past weekend, right? Was it past weekend? Or 2 weeks ago, actually. It's going on 2 weeks ago. Weeks ago. And so while you were there, you happened to stop by the 15 Minutes of Fame studios. And you had a nice little sit down with Uncle Ra, discuss a few things. It was an interesting back and forth with Easy the Block Captain. Did you even get to have an interview yourself with Uncle Ron, or was it just you and Easy going back and forth? Because I remember you saying you were supposed to.
Yeah. So after we got done, he was like, man, you guys talked about everything I was going to ask about type stuff or whatever. So we still did a sit down and we did divide and conquer predictions in a sit down. So that's the only thing that we did. But I I'm not sure if there might still be another clip of me and Easy that he's dropping. I didn't really watch him, but I don't know if it was just two or if he split them up into three, or four. But I because I feel like we talked for a long time, and I think he's only dropped two, or has there been three?
Yeah, two for
He's dropped
sure.
two.
There's the first where you're asking him. It's kind of like the back and forth between y'all, and then you have like the conversation about the independent route.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. So okay, well, yeah. I think that there's more. I think that there's more, but I don't know. I don't know what the move is there. But then the predictions is actually me and France. France is not big on being on camera, but he was okay. He was willing to jump on camera. Uncle Raw has a way of just making people do things. He's like, no, you're doing it. And Frank's like, yes, sir. So, but shout out to Uncle Rob. But yeah, it was a good time. It was enjoyable. The back and forth with Easy was not planned, not scripted. Didn't know what we were talking about, didn't know any kind of stuff, and it came out well. I've read some of the comments and people were just saying like, yo, the chemistry, just the back and forth, the respect, yet the competitive nature of both of us showed like we didn't go in there like buddy buddy, but we didn't it was fun to watch. So
that's what's up. That's what's up. Okay, cool, cool. Sorry, I'm just making sure the quality on your end is good. I think I might have messed this up. This might be a podcast only recording. We're gonna find out here in a
are
bit.
we not live?
Uh, we're live. We're
Oh
live.
yeah,
I'm
we
just
are.
saying, like in terms of like the audio, the video, the visual quality might not be good on my end. So I'm trying to check it out.
Oh,
And
it looks fine to
yeah,
me.
listen.
Everything's looked fine so far to me. So I don't see
All right,
nothing.
I'll find out. I'll find out when we get there. Mama Ward, what's going on? Hope you had a great day.
Hey,
Glad to have
mama.
you join us again.
Indeed.
So okay. So that led to a series of Easy kind of talking to stuff, and then this weekend, I'm not used to Easy and Aver kind of pulling up on weekends. I'm used to this being a weekday thing, but this weekend they pull up on the show. Three shows up, Cap shows up, Polo shows up, and that leads to the back and forth between you and Polo.
Yeah.
That leads to Averb and Easy talking their talk. Verb leaves when he finds out you're pulling up. So I mean, like, I guess from your perspective, like, what from your perspective, how do you think all of that went, and then the fallout afterwards?
Um, I'd say it went well. One thing I don't do is I don't watch any of these guys' shows. So the only time I ever know if somebody's like is talking negative about me or saying something crazy or whatever is if somebody sends it to me or somebody tweets. Like I don't go back and like watch the Averb show to see everything he says. I don't go watch the Easy to Block shows. Nothing like that. I see clips and different things, but it's just not. So obviously, Verb and Easy call some show. Was it I don't know if it was the what they call it, emergency show or something like that. I don't know. They put together some kind of show, and someone reached out to me and was like, yo, they're talking crazy about you, like they're talking like crazy, and I'm like, it's par for the course. But I wasn't doing anything at the time, so I was like, let me just jump in here and see what's up, because I was intrigued, because Angry Fan, aka Caps, and Three Letterman were in there too. So it's like, okay, there's some people in here that I kind of rock with. So I'm only in there listening for like 3 or 4 minutes, and that's when Polo decides to like tell the story of yeah, my mother is definitely one of the ones who sends me stuff. Hey, but so Polo starts to tell the story about when we were at Cakes. You were there with me as well. Me, you, Jay, that guy. We went to the after party. I guess you call it an after party, whatever it was. Just a gathering of people. And so when he starts to tell the story, he's telling it so out of context and so exaggerated, and he's telling it as he's kind of making fun of me. You know what I mean? And he decides to say, that I told him, that I had to block him to protect for my mental health, my mental well-being or whatever. And like the minute he drops that, you hear Averb kind of go crazy, like crazy, oh my gosh, he's laughing. I think at one time he calls me, close your ears. I know it's a family show, but he's like, what a pussy, you know what I mean? And he's like, your mental health, and everybody's just laughing. And when I heard that, it really irritated me because I didn't. It isn't about me. It's just like I don't like anybody. Like if I did say that, that's not something to laugh about or to say that kind of stuff about. Which I didn't say that.
Right, right.
So it really irritated me. And so Easy text me because they're like, let's get A Ward's version of this story. And so I was like, okay. Normally I would probably just ignore all of the craziness or whatever and just go on. But I'm like, I wouldn't do anything. He texted me. I was like, yeah, I'll pull up. I'll tell you exactly what the story was. And it just irritated me more as I was talking that this guy Polo was just trying to be funny. You know what I mean? He's just trying to be funny, trying to create some kind of angle or some kind of whatever it was. You know what I mean? And so things got to where they got. He kept talking over me. They asked me for my side of the story. He's interrupting. He's talking. He's doing the most or whatever. You know. And so I just had to tell him, like, bro, like, shut up. You know what I mean? Like, stop being a cornball. And so, looking back on it, do I regret that? Absolutely not. Like I didn't feel like what I did was like extra malicious or extra like personal or extra like like whatever. It was just me in the moment telling him like, bro, shut your ass up, like stop being a cornball, like just tell the story as it is normal. We're not here to make fun of mental health. We're not here to do all of this kind of stuff. That's why I'm popped up. So, but it did kind of have a mic drop to it. I bounced out. If we could have cued the Stone Cold Steve Austin music, that would have been dope, and you could have just seen me walk off with like Arnold Palmer. but but yeah, and I stand on that. I really stand on that. It's like, yo, like I didn't say that to you, and I don't agree with anybody popping up. And like I've gotten so many messages from people, inboxes, from media outlets, from people that like, yo, I wouldn't say this publicly because I'm a part of battle rap and this, that, and the third. And just saying like thank you for what you did, because like that's not a joke. That's something I struggle with or whatever. And then watching my peers, watching people that I watch battle rap to get up there and make a big mockery and laughter about a topic such as that, you know what I mean? Was hard to watch, you know what I mean? And that's just me saying, all right, bro, y'all taking it too far with this. You know what I mean? Like get your jokes off, do whatever you got to do. Call me white boy, call me nerd, call me overrated, call me mid, call me trash. Do whatever you got to do. That's battle rap. I signed up for this or whatever. But we're not on that type of time. We're not doing this. And it's not going to be attached to me. Is letting somebody make fun of that. So that's kind of in a nutshell, how it went. But yeah, no, I don't regret it. The reception from it's been great. The comments and different things that people I've read, different things like that. Like, yo, appreciate you, Ward. Thank you. And so yeah, man, it's I think it was just another situation that I was able to go in and kind of be myself, show my true colors, and people respected it. So
Yeah, so you were right. We pulled up to Remy Ma's spot Cakes after the battles that night. And we walked in. I think, me, Jay, that guy, shout out our guy Illa who was with us. Like we kind of posted up in the front. Black Compass, Tony Bro, Cola, Polo are down at the kind of a little bit down, right? Kind of a little more open space where they filmed. I believe she said she filmed um the tournament, right? Like most of the tournament was
yeah, and the
filmed
face
at
off. That's
Cakes
where the
in
face
that.
offs are filmed too.
Yeah, so they're kind of sitting on the couches a little bit further down in that open area. We're more kind of like the restaurant side of things. And I saw you walk down there, right? We didn't go there with you. We kind of posted up, whatever. And so I think a couple of days after the fact, I hit you up like, yo, you should unblock them, right? I didn't ask you what your interaction was at first. My first response was like, you should unblock them. And I was like, you should go join the show. And you was like, I don't know about joining the show. But I did unblock them. And then I said, so what happened, right? And so from my recollection, what up, Unc? From my recollection, like what you said on Saturday was the same thing you told me was like, look, I blocked you, because I like to protect my peace. I feel like y'all, go out your way to try to make fun of me. You don't really, try to you seem to only when something bad happens, you seem there to poke fun and kind of press buttons, and I'm not with that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And so I feel like you and Polo's relationship, I feel like from Polo's perspective, if I can speak for him for just a second, I feel like it's almost like I'm gonna go wrestling. Like I feel like his persona as it relates to you, not necessarily with anyone else, is like to be the manager, like the manager heel, right? You're the face, he's the manager heel, and so he's there to press and poke buttons. Now, he might say something completely different. I don't know. But I feel like, in certain regards, not having, calling you overrated, not having, you and Rum as a top 10 ballot of the year. Like if you don't feel it's battle of the year, I think that's fine, but not having it as a top 10 ballot of the year, I feel like it's meant to press a button and to get a reaction, right? I don't know if
Yeah,
that was what he was going for with it this weekend, but I feel like that is his relationship to you from my perspective.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. And that's what I said is like, I don't have any kind of personal beef with anybody in battle rap. You know what I mean? Like I don't walk around thinking like, oh, this is deeper than battle rap or whatever. Or we're gonna like fight or we're gonna have a big, blowout or nothing like that. And so when I had
yeah,
told him, I was like, I kept saying, I said I kept the same energy. And I don't want that to be communicated as if like I was on that type of time, like it's on site energy. No, the energy was this. I saw you at the face offs and I didn't say a word to you, because I got you blocked at the face-offs, right? I'm not having communication with you, I'm cool. I talked to Tony Bro, that's it, because I respect Tony Bro as an analyst. And I think Tony Bro looks at things unbiasedly and subjective, and he's good at what he does. But the other two guys, like they're not like that. So I was like, yo, I kept the same energy. I didn't speak to you. When we go to cakes, it's so funny. It's like we had a section, bro. We're in cakes. Like this is not One Oak in Vegas. Like what are you like? You have a section. Like there's literally three couches. One of them is Papoose, and the other one is where you guys are sitting. There's 18 people in here. You know what I mean? Like we had a section. Like he's just trying to make everything bigger than what it was. When we walk in, the first thing you do when you walk in is you go greet the person that invited you. So I walk to the back where Remy Ma is to give her a hug, tell her thank you and everything. You know, didn't say a word to them because I'm on the same type of time. I don't need to talk to you. I got you blocked. And so they turned their back because I didn't sit in their section. They turned their back. And I'm pretty sure it was Polo. Yeah, I'm positive it was Polo. Polo said, yo, Ward, man, why you got us blocked? Whatever. I gave him the response I gave him. It's like, bro, I think you've been intentional about dissing me. You know what I mean? And when it comes to me on Twitter, like to protect my peace and to protect me from just getting in this rabbit trail of responses and back and forth or whatever. Like if I feel like somebody is not beneficial, if what I'm reading is always attacking me or dissing me or being negative, I'm gonna block you. Like it is what it is. You know, we had like a genuine conversation there. He's like, come on, War, we got a rivalry, this, that, the third. I'm like, okay, I get it. I got you. I'll unblock you. We have a conversation. It's a genuine conversation. Then you take the genuine conversation and go try to make it like I was being soft or you know what I mean? Like, and that's what just kind of irritated me. It's just like, but I guess that's a part of the rivalry. That's a part of the, something private to somebody who's your quote unquote rival is going to take it public and be like, it's just lame to me. That's why I chose the word cornball.
I mean, it's battle rap. I mean, there are no such things as secrets in battle rap. I mean, just
Yeah.
we've had it. Let's take a quick spin on this. I do want to talk about mental health as it relates within the culture of battle rap because I do think you've seen people. I think I've seen Jada Nightwing talk about his mind space and headspace as it relates to battle rap, and he had a really, I think, poignant like thread that he posted. I think it might have been sometime last year or near
Yeah.
the end of
Yeah. It
last year.
was, it
Shout
was,
out
it was like
to
maybe a few months ago.
I think Mike P's been open about some things. I think I haven't seen the blog, but I know Jim's had a blog where he made a whole branding around protecting your peace. Even shout out to Big K. You know what I'm saying? Like we make fun of Big K because of his block list, but I mean Big K is kind of on some. I'm not trying to have any negativity towards
Yeah.
me in that space. You know what I'm saying? And so like I guess what I'm trying to, ask in a roundabout way is what do you do outside of simply just blocking people to keep that negativity? Because to be honest, like battle rap at its core is toxic, right? The whole purpose of battle rap is to get with an opponent and basically, to quote Easy, assassinate character, right? Or to style on or to prove that I am verbally, I'm better than you, right? Like that's the whole point. And at least from my perspective. And so how do you navigate those waters as a believer to try to protect your peace and walk that fine line because you have to be disrespectful, right? Like in that back and forth with Easy, like you mean you go from complimenting him in 1 minute and the next second you are, yeah, but you're my son, right? Like you go from respecting his path to
Yeah.
kind of styling on him, if you will. So how do you navigate and walk that fine line between those two worlds?
I don't know. Let me know when you find out. um, Nah, it's tough, man. It's tough, bro. It is. Battle rap's definitely not for the faint of heart, you know. Every time you go anywhere, you're always, trying to be mindful of like people trying to set you up to embarrass you, and it's like when you start battle rap, you think to yourself like, in the battle, what are they gonna say? And now it's so far beyond the battle. Like it's every tweet, it's every interview, it's every picture that you post or something like that. It's your family members, it's all of that. None of that stuff is off limits. And we're in this promo era where it's like, oh, if I could find a way to like make you look, soft or weak in this like gladiator type environment, like I'm gonna find it. And so it's very, very difficult. And then, just take battle rap away, like just the social media age, of just people who can just hide behind keyboards and literally just type whatever they want about you, and and then you have guys who like, maybe like a Loaded Lux or like a Murder Mook or somebody who they don't have to be on social media. They just kind of chill back and they're the legends, like they're the goats. They get booked, they get talked about, whatever, you know. But guys that are like in this era of battle rap, like you're expected to promote, you're expected to build storylines, you're expected to do all of that kind of stuff. And that's why too, like the bags go up, because like I'm spending a lot of time outside of writing, trying to create, and trying to be something that somebody, wants to research or watch an interview or do this or do that. And yeah, it's tough, but like you said, as a believer, prayerfully, I know there's been plenty of times you and I've had conversations, or I've said, hey, should I send this tweet? Or hey, like, because like, sometimes it's just kind of like you want to get into that, you know, um, that maybe back and forth storyline, cracking jokes, this, that, and the third, but you don't never know what comes with it. And so yeah, that's why I like everybody that battles, that spends hours and is working on their brand and working on their, all that kind of stuff. The good thing about wrestling is that for the most part, most people know wrestling is fake, right? Like, I mean,
Right.
it's an entertainment type of industry, and people do know that in the battle world, you know, um, they're not gonna really kill me or nothing like that. But people don't really know. People don't know like if people are really like rock with each other in battle rap. Like there's a lot of like, yo, like is this for the battle or is this like actually some real stuff? And even battlers won't know that. Like I might just think like, oh, we're promoting this, and then next thing you know, I'm checking the temperature, like, oh, you feel like a real certain way. You know what I mean? And it's tough to kind of like walk through that line too. So, um, man, I never thought like 8 years ago when I started battling that like, it would be like this much, work to like stay a high caliber respected battle rapper. But I mean, it does take that.
Yep. Shout out to the homie Dre in the building. We're gonna get to these Lakers here in just a second. We got a couple of more things we're gonna talk about in this battle rap space. Yeah, man, like I said, I'll say this as someone who has been able to tag along on these events. I still have not been to a King of the Dot event, so organic, if you want to put a little something together, put your guy on the card, I'll be happy to come out. But
Yeah, we just talked.
been
He offered me
already
a three battle contract. So King of the Dot just called and offered a three-battle contract. So that's really dope. Something I'm very I shouldn't say very, something that's promising that I would sign too. So like, hopefully that means the King of the Dot's about to start putting together more events, and we can definitely get back out to Toronto. So Dre.
I think they're live right now. So you won't be able to catch them tonight. But um, shout out to the homie Dre. He said he's gonna get Polo to pull up to the show. I mean, this is a partnership, so we have to have a unanimous vote. So it would be up to the other half to be willing to have Polo on the show. Also, I saw somebody jump on the line. We're going to get to you. Just be patient with this. If you click the link to join us, we are having a little bit of a call-in show. If you want to call in, talk about battle rap and sports, we can do so. Had this quick little dialogue about mental health within the culture. And I do think, like, at some point, we might have to do a show with some other battle rappers around the aspect of mental health, just because you guys, like, I'll say this about Verb, right? One of the things that I thought Verb said that to me was spot on is that in some instances, right? I guess it depends on the person. In some instances, you guys have to go to a place to be able to get this material out of you. Now, Verb talked about it in like kind of a, I'm going to exaggerate his point, like a Dungeons and Dragons type of way, but he's talking about we're going to some deep, dark places to be able to get this material. And depending on what the substance of your material is, you might have to literally go to those types of dark places. But there is a lot of time, there's a lot of energy, there's a lot of separation, isolation, right? There's family time you can't have with your wife or with friends because you have to take time to write this material, right? I might hit you up and say, yo, let's do a show. And you're like, yo, I maybe got 30 minutes because I got it. As soon as I'm done, I got to get back to writing. Or it's 3 a.m. Yo, I just had this crazy creative streak and now I've been up. The sun is up and I've been writing for the last and rehearsing for 3 hours. So I do think at some point we do need to have a show centered around mental health and the battle rap space, because I do think it's a discussion that is not touched upon lightly. I get it. Everything is like you live long enough to become a battle bar, right? So there's nothing that is off limits as it relates to battle rap. We've heard Mike P's suicide attempt bars. We've heard about depression. People have come at Bill Collector. He's talked about depression within his own life. That's been used against him in battles, right? So nothing is off limits, but I do think it is a deeper discussion that at some point needs to be had within the culture because it is a real thing. And while people might not maybe think of it as mental health, a lot of fans as well as battlers and heck, even league owners, right, it may go through some deep anxieties. Maybe it's not full-blown depression, right? But anxieties, pressures, lapses where you're just kind of walking through a fog because of what's going on in your life and you're not really tapped in with your people. And so, you see what I don't want to see is, shout out to Chilla Jones. He had, I feel like the new thing on Caffeine is guys get on, like, run YouTube battles on Caffeine. So, like, you never see their faces. They literally cut on their feed, put on the YouTube.
They got to get them hours
for the comments. But he had, I don't know what battle he was running this morning, but they had like this long tribute to Pat Stay that I had not watched. I had not seen it because I didn't get a chance to watch it live. But like, it's kind of like going through Pat's life and it's talking about him and his son. And it's just like, we've made the wrestling analogy, and sometimes we treat you guys, both media, league owners, and battlers, almost like avatars, not like real people, right? That don't have feelings, that don't get upset. And so, like I said, man, I'm gonna see how we can do that. We can try to make that happen, to have some battlers on, and you guys can just have this discussion around mental health. And like I said, like how you guys cope with. You just got third, like the whole world, shout out to you. I'll let you tell the story. You can tell the story of the interaction you had yesterday at Soul Sessions, right? But like somebody coming up to you like, yo, big fan. Yo, you got third. Like, it's like, yo, so big fan. And the second thing you say to me is, yo, you got body. You know what I'm saying? And so I do think that'd be a dope show to have at some point. So I'll see if you, between the two of us, if you want to reach out to some of your associates who can come on, who got an hour to burn, who can sit around and kind of have that discussion. Because I do think it's a dope discussion and it's a needed one.
Yeah, definitely. And that's one of the things I like is, like, if I have supporters that I know that are consistent with me or whatever, and like I'm battling an opponent or there's some storyline behind it, and they go in and they start tweeting things that like are to me like out of line, like I'll reach out to them and be like, hey bro, like I don't want you, like, I don't care if you think I'm going to win. I don't care if you're an A-Ward fan and you're automatically a not this person fan. Like, don't talk out of pocket like that to them. Like, they're humans, you know what I mean? Like, I don't like that stuff, you know what I mean? Because all of these people are my peers, and I don't like getting on and reading like insults and just crazy stuff about me, my life, my family, the way I look, different things like that. It's not fun to read. You know what I mean? Like, if it was all just you're gonna get smoked or whatever, that's one thing. So like I'm always like an advocate, like to where if I see anybody that I know like rocks with me and they seem to be like speaking to my opponent like in a very like malicious way, but it seems like it's on my behalf because they rock with me, like I'll check them because it's just, it's not that's not what we're here for.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So man, y'all let us know what y'all think about that. Like I said, we're gonna try to make that happen. Let's jump into a couple other things battle rap related. So RBE, in the time that we were since the last time you were on, RBE has dropped their full card for Divide and Conquer 2. URL, I think, is done dropping announcements for Outside 2. I just want to
Yeah.
say before we I have one question related around each of those cards, and the question is which battle from each card, you can only pick one, that you're most interested in watching. But before we do that, I do want to shout out both leagues, RBE and URL. I think you guys have intriguing cards that you put together. I'm definitely interested in seeing that. I will say this: URL, I believe RBE is going to have a pay-per-view, so you have VOD. I know you guys are working on updating things with the app. And shout out to y'all for revamping the app. The new update is nice. I really like the new
Mhm.
interface and things you guys got going. I will say this: if you guys want to somehow, have like hey, if you wanted these battles a little earlier than everybody else, for an extra $5 to $10 a month, I will be, an app gang plus or an app gang reloaded. I know y'all like to use that term. I'll be an app gang reloaded member to get that card because there's a lot of battles on there that I'm interested in seeing, that I want to see. So we're going to start here. We're going to start with whichever one I click on first. All right, so we're going to start with URL first because that's the first tab I clicked on. So I want to share my screen so you can see the battles.
I only get to
And
pick
so
one of these 13 battles.
I think it's 14. You only get one. You know what? I'll give you two. I'll give you two.
You pick.
All right. So I'm going to share the screen. Let me know if you can see that. It's kind of small. My
Boom.
apologies. I
Okay.
can't make
Okay.
it
I got you.
make it
Nah, you're good.
enlarge it.
You're good. Yeah, you're good. I got my two, I think. Let's see. Yeah, I got my two. All right. My
All
two
right.
are um Bill Collector and Sheet Happens and Ace Amin and Arsenal.
Okay. Okay. So why those two?
The Bill Collector and Sheet Happens, I think is actually I think that's a main stage battle to me. Like that could have been on a big card. I think that's probably to me. I mean, I know there's some big names on this card, but as far as just the structure of the battles, to me, like that's the main event of this card. And I'm excited to kind of see stylistically how they match up. They both have a way of being humorous. They both rap different. They both chain punch. They got, these different styles and stuff. And so like I'm really, really excited to see that.
Okay. All right. All right.
And then
So
Ace Amin and Arsenal, I think it's just going to be a high display of rapping. And a lot of times, like, I mean, I feel like I've heard of so many punchline schemes and so many angles on all kinds of name flips and stuff. Like, usually when I watch battles, I kind of know what to expect. Like, I do like watching a battle and like just enjoying the rapping aspect of it, like beyond the
yeah,
material. And I think Arsenal and Ace Amin are two of the best rappers in battle rap.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. All right. So I think for myself, I'm going to go. Speaking of rappers and some of the best at rapping, I'm gonna go Mike P and Kid Chaos.
That would have been
As
my third.
one. I'm excited for that matchup for most of the reasons that you listed. Right, these guys, high quality rappers. Chaos with his ability to. I feel like Chaos sometimes can paint pictures. I think he has a poet's background. I think sometimes that
Hmm.
someone who came from poetry to rapping, like I can identify with his style. I rock with his style, and I think Mike P is a really good rapper. And depending on the venue setting, right? Or if we're talking big stage, we're talking maybe a smaller room, maybe 100, 200 people. I think Mike P can be very effective with that size of crowd. Not to say he can't be effective with a large crowd, but I think with the way he raps, the way he puts material together, it's easy. It becomes more digestible the less people that there are because you can pay attention to what he's actually saying. And
Yeah, yeah,
you have patterns that rhyme. I have patterns that's mine, right? Like that.
yeah.
That's one of my favorite bars. I think that's 2021. One of my favorite bars
Amazing.
from that year
And
from
I don't
him.
normally like grammatically
Um,
incorrect bars, but they definitely it was definitely amazing.
all right. So you know what? I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna give you one more because I'm gonna go one more. I'm gonna go Twerk versus Trez, man. You know, I think this is the year that Twerk makes his top five Cody run.
Hmm.
He seems to be locked in. He seems to have a renewed focus. And so, I've long since called him the Michael Vick of battle rap because I thought, at least to that point in his career, I thought he amazing highlights, trailblazer. But at that point, we were talking about what could have been, not what was with him, right? With all the
Yeah.
kind of things that would surround him outside of battle rap and within battles. And so I think he is finally going to realize the potential that people have for him. And Chef Trez is one of the most consistent guys around. You get one more from this group.
Well, you just did two. I did two.
I picked the third one. I did Twerk Trez, P Chaos, and who was my third one?
No, you
I
just did
thought I
those
picked
two.
three.
No.
Dang. Oh, Red and Fonz. I'm sorry. Red and Fonz. I'm interested to see that. That was going to be that's the one that didn't make the cut. So I won't
Oh, okay.
elaborate, but that's kind of the third one that I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, my third was going to be Kid Chaos. It might be anyway. The only other thing I'll say is that one thing I'm very, very excited is to hear Rum Nitty's Solar Flare, some Flare Soul flips. Like I just can't wait to go watch his 3 rounds. So
Man, it's gonna be dope. All right, cool. So I'm gonna stop sharing the screen for just a second. Get back to this, and then I'm gonna jump into RBE's Divide and Conquer. Got to make sure I hit the right one though. Present. Fire. Got it. All right, let me get back to this cinematic view. I'm gonna see what this one looks like. Nope, not what I want. All right, this one is even harder to see. I'm gonna figure out this StreamYard thing at some point in my life. All right, so we got 7 battles here. So we're only going to stick to 2 because we don't have as many to choose from. So the 2 that you're looking forward to from this card.
Mook, Big K, obviously. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Big K had an incredible performance in his last battle. Mook is Murder Mook. You don't get to see him too often. Like I'm gonna be glued to the face off. I'm gonna watch it. I'm going to, watch the battle as well live. I'll be, excited as I watch it. And I don't watch battles too much, but I'm definitely gonna be excited watching that one. And then I'm going Rosenberg Raw Charlie Clips. I'm excited to see what Charlie Clips does after his jazz performance. I think that for the first time you've seen Charlie Clips, maybe his feelings a little bit hurt in how like everybody was treating him and stuff. Like, normally he's able to kind of laugh things off and get through it. But I think like after his jazz performance, like people were very critical of him. And I think he took it to heart. And
Yeah.
so Rosenberg Raw always shows up consistently and he's got a point to prove. And I think both of them are going to be like rapping with a little bit of a chip on their shoulder. So that's the 2 I'm taking.
Okay. All right. You know what? I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Payne and Coach Corleone as my first one. These are 2 bricks. They got a face off, I believe, with that just dropped. If it wasn't today, it was in the last couple of days. That got spicy with ARP. Or at least I saw a clip of it somewhere. You see a lot of stuff. So, these are 2 guys who are looking to solidify themselves within the brand and put themselves in position to maybe get at, I know he battled Bad News, and I know Corleone had B Magic his last one, but like maybe looking at some of the more established guys from that first tier that show off maybe someone like yourself. I don't know if they can get on Red or Red might be under contract. Maybe an Ill Will battle, right? Or Rosenberg look. So these are guys who are trying to get to that next level. And so I think that's going to be one that I'm going to be interested to watch to see who comes out as a consensus winner and where they go from there. And so I'm going to. I don't want to pick one. I'm gonna go QB versus Robin QB and Caution I thought was a good battle, right? That was from the Divide and Conquer card, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm not tripping. I thought that was a good battle. And so I
I
think
thought
QB
QB
wants
was
some
very well.
respect on her name. It's been a minute since we've seen Robin. I can't remember the last time we saw Robin. I want to say versus Bonnie. I'm guessing. So
Yeah.
forgive me.
Mm-hmm.
But
Probably straight to it one or straight to it two.
yeah.
One of those.
So I want to see what the outcome of that match is. So those are two that I'm interested in. So for RBE, man, if you haven't gotten your pay per view, go get your pay per view, and go check that out. And for URL, you have to if you want to see those battles, you have to get the app. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you get the app if you wanna see those battles. So that's our battle rap talk, man. We actually went 40 minutes. I did not expect to talk about battle rap for that long, but here we are. So let's go ahead and get into some sports now. So there's a back we used to do what I learned, on the show as kind of an intro segment to the show. We moved away from that segment, but there's a lot of little things that happened that I'm interested in. And one of those things being YouTube purchased the rights to have NFL Sunday Ticket after like 20 plus years with DirecTV. They moved on to Sunday Ticket, and they just released the pricing for their new subscription service. They don't yet have the ability to be able to purchase just a single team, but let me get these pricing details real quick. If you are a YouTube TV subscriber like myself, you can get, if you purchase before June 26th, I believe you can get 249 gets you the Sunday Ticket package, 289 extra $40 gets you the bundle with Red Zone. If you are not a subscriber before June 6th, if you it's 389 if you bundle Red Zone before. Oh, no. Actually, I got that wrong. I'm sorry. I'm wrong. It's like $400. Forgive me. If you are not a YouTube TV subscriber, it's $349 before June 6th, $389 with the Red Zone. After that, it is $449 and then $489. So almost 500 smackaroos if you don't have a YouTube TV subscription. I think the goal is that they're trying to get you, I guess, entice you to join YouTube TV, so that you can get that lower cost. They saw what Remy Ma did and said, "Yo, you know what I'm saying? If you want to get it, here's the price before. You wait too late, the price yesterday's price would not be today's price." So
Thanks.
I mean, as yourself, like, does that YouTube TV having Sunday Ticket, does that entice you at all? Does that move you at all to want to get that package and watch all the games on Sunday, regardless of market?
See, you're like the Sunday Ticket League Pass guy. Like, I got a jailbroken Fire Stick. I just watch it all anyway. So it's like, I think the question with me is just like that. I mean, this another way, another bill, another streaming, company that
Oh,
has the leverage to drag you out. You know what I mean? Like, and I think it's weird. Everybody hated cable and wanted to be able to go pick their shows and do this, that, and the third, and now everybody's got 16 different streaming devices that add up to $200 a month. It's
dog.
like,
We've been hoodwinked, bamboozled.
but
We didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on, like, man, like, how did we get here? Like you said, we cut the cord, and now we paying for either some main streaming site, Hulu, HBO, Netflix, God knows what else you might have
Peacock, Disney
on the side.
Plus, all of it.
Peacock, like, and I'm pretty like my wife. The part of the reason we left DirecTV because my wife was like, we pay entirely too much for cable when we have all these other places in which we are watching content. And so we got rid of cable, went to YouTube TV, which started us out at like $55 a month. I think they're now at $75 a month. It is like we basically just swapped out one problem for a new problem. And it's so
Yeah.
crazy. Like, thank God for like Apple TV has like, as you gather all these infinity stones of subscription services, Apple TV through their TV app, like if I'm trying to find a movie or a sports a game that I'm trying to watch, like I can punch that in and it'll show me, oh, this is on Hulu, oh, it's on ESPN, oh, it's
Oh,
on
that's
right,
dope.
and I can go through the app to do that, and then I'll click on it and it'll take me to that site. But it's like, fam, like it becomes really tough to try to find out unless you know, like if you have like the legacy, right? So like Monday Night Football's ESPN thing, TNT has Tuesday night, Thursday night, ESPN has basketball Wednesday, Friday, right? Unless you know where these things have been in place for years, right? Like you know where to go. But now all of a sudden, the SEC's moving to CBS, Big Ten's moving to NBC and Fox, right? So like now, like trying to find all this stuff, and it's gotten to the point to where ESPN has they kind of put out as a trial balloon that they want to be the hub for all sports, period. Right. So the way this would work is that they would have like if there was a game on CBS, you could go to the ESPN app and it would take you kind of like my Apple TV does, right? Through the ESPN app, it'll redirect you to CBS to be able to watch the game. And the only thing they ask is that, hey, we just want a little cut of being able to be like this all-inclusive hub. But we're getting to that space where we're going to need something like that. Because to be able to watch
Yeah.
everything, you're having to
A
jump
one-stop
to
shop.
two or
Yeah.
three different hoops. Yeah, so I mean, like I will say I hope that they bring back the college plan because the last couple of years they had like for 120 you could watch excuse me, you could watch Sunday Ticket if you were a college student. You just had to sign up with your college email. They would
Oh,
verify
yeah.
you were an active student. And for 120, I had the streaming. So I do hope they bring that back while I'm still in school for a little bit a little bit longer so I can
Yeah.
get that little bit of a discount. But 289 to me is not bad. 289 is not bad to me. So I will be utilizing that and grabbing that service.
Like I just think, me, like I'm an extrovert. So like when I watch games, I usually watch them out, And so yeah, I probably do
Mm.
spend more money just watching a game on a Wednesday night or whatever. Like when I get off here, I'm probably gonna go find somewhere to watch the Lakers game or whatever. But it's like I don't spend a lot of time watching games at home, you know? And so like really the benefit for me is being able to like if I'm on the road out of town on the weekend, being able to pull it up on my phone, and watch it on whatever, app or whatever that I've had to sign up for or something like that. But when I'm at home, bro, it's HGTV, it's the Game Show Network. Like it's that's all it is. That's literally all it is. And then it's like, let's watch a movie. Search for 15 minutes through Prime Video, Netflix, and everything, and decide that we don't want to watch none of that and go right back to Family Feud. Like that is the story of the life.
Man, I mean, yeah, y'all let us know what y'all think. Are y'all paying the $5 to get the YouTube subscription? Are you paying the $5 for the Sunday ticket? Also, let me say this too, man. Like he has not passed, but I just want to say there's no other way to say it, but RIP Andrew Siciliano. He was the host of the DirecTV Red Zone. There's the Hanson guy. I don't even know Buddy's name. He runs like the NFL Red Zone. Apparently, Siciliano's out of here. Hanson is going to be the only guy sticking around. So I'm going to miss my guy, Andrew. I rock with him. So I'll be tuning in to whoever this Hanson guy is. You better be as good as Andrew. I'm going to tweet you. I'm going to let you know you trash. All right. Look at me embracing my inner battle rap fan. All right.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
y'all let us know what y'all think about that. So let's jump into the NBA, man. We got playing games tonight. We got Lakers versus Timberwolves, and we got Heat versus Hawks. I think the Heat Hawks game might actually be on right now as we
Yeah, it
speak.
is. Yep. It started at
So
6:30. So
shout out to my uncle. He said my Lakers going to be a problem. We'll see. I'll say that. Like the Timberwolves got all kind of turmoil going on. Speaking of like mental health and all this stuff, man. Like people been going back and forth and arguing this, that, and the third. And so like we'll see what's gonna happen. Hold on, before we continue, we got somebody who wants to jump on. Let me holler at this person. His signing name, I'm assuming is him hungry. So him hungry, you on live with A1 and A Ward, man. What you wanna talk about?
No, I just want to give you your props, Award.
My guy, man.
Uh, I'm pretty sure you've seen me before on maybe on Twitter, him hungry,
Yep, yep.
Instagram. Yeah, bro. Big fan, bro.
Thank you,
Looking
man.
forward
I
to it.
definitely appreciate you pulling up, man, for real.
Yeah, I mean, I back you up. I came across you watching other people's battles, Ilmac,
Dope.
Sharon, and I was like, who the hell is this guy, dude? Like, you know, and
That's dope, man. Where you from?
so what's that?
Where you from?
Right now, Visalia, California.
Okay, dope, dope, dope.
Yeah,
That's what's
so
up, man.
middle of
Nah, yeah.
nowhere.
Right when you popped up, I was like, I know that face. I seen him before. I don't know if it's Twitter or if it was Instagram or something like that. I was like, yeah, I was like, I seen him definitely, man. I appreciate your support, heavy, man.
Oh yeah, man. Just wanted to give you show you your respect and everything, bro. I'm currently at work right now, so
All good,
but
man. All good, man.
yeah, but
I'm in my basement right now.
Yeah, there you go.
that's right. I mean, I'm
Are
going
you a
on
Packers
12
fan?
hours.
Is that what that is? A Packers fan?
Sir.
Oh man, you think your quarterback's gonna be gone or is what or what?
He's out. He's out already.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we've been blessed to have what 30 something years
Of two great
to
quarterbacks.
just great quarterbacks, so no complaints here, man.
Yeah, yeah. That's what's up, man. Well, thanks, man. Thanks for jumping on for real, man, and then definitely
One
tap
thing,
in with me. Yeah, please do.
one more thing, bro. This whole thing with Verb, man. Just he used to give you your props,
Yeah,
and I like how nobody's bringing it up.
yeah.
Nobody that you posted that, no one's retweeted it. Nothing.
No, you don't fit their agenda.
Something else that tries to knock you down. Everybody posts it, throws it up.
Yeah.
That
Yep.
right there. Nothing. Silence. Crazy.
Yep.
It's crazy, bro. But
Yep.
you
Yep,
deserve your
man.
flowers. Like I said, I'm pushing for you and Thesaurus. I'm trying to get.
Definitely want to lock that in.
I'm gonna keep bothering you guys for that one, man.
Yeah, no doubt. Definitely want to lock that in. I told King of the Dot that I was ready. So, if they got anything going on, I love to take the source out there.
Nothing but success for you. That's all I hope for, bro. Like,
Appreciate you, man. Definitely.
All right. So
thank you, man. Have a good rest of your shift, man.
good, man. Thank you.
You already know, man.
All
Take
right,
care.
take it easy, bro. I appreciate him
Oh my
pulling
God.
up on us. All right. So, who you got tonight? You got Lakers or Timberwolves?
Lakers are like an 8.5-point favorite. I got the Lakers. Rudy Gobert suspended for the game. I don't know if you said that, but Rudy Gobert threw the
He's
punch
out for
at
the
Kyle
first
Anderson.
game.
He's suspended for the game. It's so funny when you look back at 4 first-round picks, Walker Kessler, Vanderbilt, and all that they gave for Rudy Gobert. Like, it's wild. It might be one of the worst trades of all time. Yeah, the Lakers, they should, the Lakers gonna Lake though. Like they might go in there and like they really might.
Listen, I could definitely see at the end of the night if Kevin Harlan is the one on the call. Kevin Harlan's like, after all the turmoil that went on this past weekend with the Timberwolves, they come into LA and shock the Lakers, winning 105-103, and will be the 7th seed. And I could definitely see something like that happening. The Lakers should win the game. They are, I guess I'm on healthy. They're healthy right now. And so we'll see if that health can continue. They should win the game. They've been one of the best defensive teams in the league since they made all those trades, getting D'Angelo Russell, getting Vanderbilt, getting Rui Hachimura. There's one other guy I'm forgetting in that. I believe that they got Jared Vanderbilt.
Malik Beasley. They got Malik Beasley.
Yep, they've been one of the best defensive teams in the league. Had, I think, maybe the 3rd or 4th best record in the league since the trade deadline or since the All-Star break, one of those two. So I do expect them to win this game and to go on to face the Memphis Grizzlies in the next round. That's going to be a fun series. So I got them in the second game.
I hope we get Lakers, Grizzlies, and I hope we get Kings, Warriors. Well, we already got Kings, Warriors, right? So we
got Kings, Warriors.
Yeah. Oh, that's going to be 2 fun ones.
That's going to be 2 fun ones. In the other matchup, I got the Hawks. I'm at the Heat. I'm sorry. I misspoke. I got the Heat.
Yeah.
The Heat this season has been disappointing. But I mean, I just saw a report from Shams today talking about the Hawks, who to me have also, since they made their run to the Western Conference Finals a couple of years ago, they too
Eastern.
have been a
But yeah.
very disappointing team. Eastern, thank you, to the Eastern Conference Finals. So, and there was a report from Shams talking about potentially looking at options on what to do with Trae Young after the season, over whether or not they would keep him
Wow.
or look to trade him. And I feel like you look at him and Luka, right? They were essentially traded for each other. The Hawks and the Mavericks swap picks. That pick for the Mavericks ended up becoming Luka. The pick for the Hawks ended up being Trae. And I feel like as for the great starts that they've had to their careers, we're kind of reaching this point now where we gotta be like, yo, what's up? Like, when are you guys going to take the next step?
Yeah.
Especially especially Luka, right? Like Luka, I feel like has gotten away. I should say gotten away, but he's escaped largely criticism for his performance in not being able to take the Timberwolves, take the Mavericks further. Obviously, they shocked the Suns last year to go to the Western Conference Finals, but I think we talk about Josh Allen in the NFL and how people love to want to try to anoint him as a future MVP. I feel like the last 2 years we've tried to do that with Luka, and it has fallen flat in each of those years. So, but yeah, I got the Heat. Who you got?
Yeah, I got the Heat as well. They're a 5-point favorite. They're at home. Lakers are at home. Bam Adebayo, Tyler Hero, Jimmy Butler. Like, I mean, that's just a better three, in my opinion, than DeJounte Murray. And who do they got? Capella. They got
Capella, DeJounte Murray.
Yeah.
I almost went Hero again. Kevin Huerter's in Sacramento now.
Yeah.
He's not even there. John Collins is kind of falling off the face of the earth. Like, he is not getting a lot of run these days. So I have not watched a lot of Atlanta Hawks.
He got three guys that all average over 20 a game. They got three guys that all average over 20 a game. So, Hero, Bam, or Ben Butler can give you 25 any night, so you're having to guard all three of them, and then, I mean, they have literally the X factor coming off the bench, Udonis Haslem, who just dropped 24 points. Shout out to Udonis Haslem.
Shout out to the OG, man.
Yeah, man hit his 8th career three-pointer. And I saw a tweet that said he had more points in his final game than Ben Simmons had with the Nets. And yeah, man. Shout out to Udonis, man.
Man, talk about mental health. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
I don't want. We'll talk about Ben Simmons another day, because I can talk about Ben for at least a good 10-15 minutes. All right, so let's talk real quick about that not Hawks. I'm sorry, I got Hawks on the brain. Let's talk real quick about that Kings and
Golden State
series. Who you got in that series?
I got Golden State, but I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised at all if they got bounced in the first round. I do think Golden State dropping that 160 point, 55 points in the first quarter. Like, hey, all right, it's time for us to do what we do best in postseason. Did we not see that they were a part of like the last 9, NBA finals or something to that extent?
So not 20 and 21. They dealt with injuries, but I think I gave this when we were on with our guy Danny Thompson. If they make the playoffs, they have not been eliminated by a Western Conference team since 2014, right? So 7 years, they make the playoffs and they make the finals and win it or lose it. So I do think, their road record is it's one of the worst of all time. If they were to win, it would be the worst road record of all time to win a championship. But I think that it is a little bit overblown. One thing, people, you got to remember, regular season results are not a predictor of postseason success
at all.
So I think that the Warriors' attitude is, we just got to steal one. If we can steal one game on the road, right? We got 3 at home. They're a stellar team at home. I think the Warriors are going to win 6. I think the Kings, to me.
I don't know if you saw that the Warriors. So the Kings are like a plus 300 as a 3 seed. So it's like the highest odds for like a 3 seed, like as an underdog, like I think maybe, in the history of, betting on in the playoffs or whatever, is like, how are they? It might be like plus 235 or something like that, but it's just, I mean, they're looked at as the complete underdog, but they're also playing with house money. They're the Kings, like they weren't supposed to win the division. They weren't supposed to be here, like they're going to go out there and play free. It's just that a lot of these playoff games really come down to that last 4 minutes or the third quarter. When you're up by 10 at halftime, and then all of a sudden the Golden State Warriors in that third quarter drop a 45 ball on you, and you're down 15 going into the fourth. Like that's that stuff that you ain't never experienced before.
And I do think there is something to that experience, right? So again, obviously, over those 7 years, the roster looks completely different from year to year, especially if you talk about 2014 versus even last year. But at the same time, the core of that group, Clay, Draymond, and Steph, are still there. Those are still your most important pieces. And so they've reached kind of that Spurs stage where it's like they're the old guys at the YMCA who's still going down there. And you're just like, yo, how are these old men able to get these buckets? If only these old men could shoot from like 35 feet away and play excellent defense. But for the Kings, right? The plus side for the Kings, one, they're going to have the reigning coach of the year. And Mike Brown is going to be the coach of the year, hands down. It's the most efficient offense in NBA history.
Wow.
And
fun to watch.
De'Aaron Fox is going. So they created this award, like the Clutch Player of the Year award. De'Aaron Fox is going to win that award. He is first in just about every clutch time metric, right? So 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. I think the score has to be like within 5 or something like that. 5 minutes left, 5-point lead either direction. He is going to be, shout out to Joshua, man, to Josh, like Fox is a problem. He loves that mid-range. He can get to that mid-range almost anytime he wants. He can get to the basket. You got Sabonis. You got a bunch of different shooters, a nice bench. That's a series I want to watch, right? Like that's the one I want to check out. I'm trying to think, are there any more interesting series that I want to check that I'm going to be on my radar? Like I feel like Kings Warriors is the one for me.
Yeah.
Like, is there any other ones that for you you're like, yo, I gotta watch?
I mean, like if the Lakers Grizzlies end up being that matchup, then I'll definitely be locked into that. The Lakers Grizzlies. Unfortunately, Steven Adams is out for the rest of the year, so I think that the Lakers could very much pose a big issue to the Grizzlies. In that if they're able to get that seed. On the other side, I'm not even sure I know what the matchups are on the Eastern Conference side, and that's just kind of how that's just kind of how it's been on the Eastern Conference side. It's like I've enjoyed watching the Celtics, but the one great thing about the playoffs is you're about to start seeing everybody find out who the Kings are. Like people are starting to realize, like, who is this guy? Who is this Sabonis guy? You know what I mean? Like you're going to start seeing people tweeting because now they're national television every night, and they're going to be fun to watch, and you're going to find a lot of new Kings fans next year.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you, I hope that the OKC Thunder are able to win back-to-back games and get that 8 seed, because that is a squad. Like if it wasn't for Mike Brown, Mark Daigneault would be the coach of the year because of the job they've done. Jalen Williams, not the center, but the guard forward, is going to be second for rookie of the year behind Paolo Banchero. SGA, you want to talk about can get to his spot? SGA can get to that mid-range jumper, and it is money. Shout out to Isaiah Joe, sharpshooter, right? They have the other Jalen Williams, big man who loves to take charges, which I'm not in love with. I'm not a charge guy, but Josh Giddey's crafty and being able to run the show, like that is a fun team. And when they get Chet Holmgren back next year, that's going to be a team that could make that leap from being maybe a top 10 to maybe a fourth or fifth seed. Let me ask you this about Denver. And that's what I'm saying, Josh. Like if they had Chet, they might have been, I don't think they would have made it to a top 4, but I think they would have been a top 5 or 6, right on that line between 5 and 7. And I think that's their ceiling for next year. So let me ask you this about Denver. Is Denver just another reincarnation of, was it the 2018 Jazz, which is then the 2016 Hawks, where it's just like, granted, they have a two-time MVP. One of the things that those other teams didn't have, right? Two-time MVP, really good supporting pieces. But are we really buying into the Nuggets? Are we?
And
Are
nobody's scared.
we?
And nobody's scared of Denver. Like they're not. I mean, like that. Nobody's scared of Denver. And that's just the thing. It's just like whether it just be physicality, whether it just be you are the Nuggets. You know what I mean? I don't know what it is, but to me, it's like who was it? It was a sportscaster in one of the games during March Madness, and or maybe it was even a coach. You know, they did an interview, and they're like, when you come out, like you're either the hammer or the nail. You know what I mean? And like, I just feel like the teams when they like they walk up on Denver like expecting them to be the nail. You know what I mean? Like they seem inferior. Now, mind you, their record doesn't show that. You know, they're obviously a high seed for a reason, but I just don't feel like they have that, you know, that demeanor or that, you know, just the team. I don't know the team that it takes to just run the gauntlet in the West.
Yeah. Agree. Appreciate the love. Sydney Bishop says, "Nice jersey, sir." I got my Trey Lance jersey on. But I feel the same way. To me, the Denver Nuggets have to prove it to me. They have to prove that they can be that team. I don't think Jokic is going to get MVP. So let me quick segue before, and I'll get back to Denver. When we had Danny Thompson on, you had Joel Embiid as your MVP. Has that changed, or is it still Embiid?
I think it has. I think I got Giannis as my MVP now. Like, what Giannis is doing is just nothing short of incredible. They have the best record. They're the best team. He's the best player. You know, what was crazy is I heard some people saying like the Sixers without Embiid. I'm like, the Sixers without Embiid got James Harden, got Tyrese Maxey, got, you know, like they got some good players. Like James Harden just won the assist title. You know, like he's like one of the only players ever to have 3 scoring titles and 2 assist titles. You know, like the Bucks without Giannis, and like Middleton's been hurt most of the year. You know, they got, you know, Holiday, they got some core guys, but come on now. Like to me, like the most valuable to their team, and he's put up what's never been done before. Wilt Chamberlain's the only one ever to do 30, 10, and 5 or something like that. Like it's just wild to me. Like I think the more that I've researched it and watched it, I got Giannis as my MVP now.
I'm gonna tell you, man. Like I wish there was a way to almost champion of the year this and go round of the year,
Yeah.
game of the year, quarter of the year, because I want them all to win it. Because Iller asked the question to me on Twitter today, and I literally, like, I was working, so I didn't answer right away. But as I was working, like I could not choose because all three have a compelling case, right? And B, to me, he had that run where they won like 8 of 10, and then he has the game. I think it was last week. He drops a 50 nugget.
Yeah.
50 piece on the Celtics in overtime, right? But then you have Giannis, and they have that 15-game run where they overtake the Celtics to get the 1 seed. Jokic has the 1 seed in the West. He still has, I think, win shares. I think he's like 3 years in a row leading the league in win shares. So like they all like, can we just have a 3-way tie? Can they just all share it? Can we just give it to can the trophy stay with Jokic, and then tomorrow he hands it off to Embiid, and then the next day they get because they all deserve it, bro. Like I don't know how you're going to pick who wins this, let alone who gets first team.
I just hate the fact that people I do think Embiid deserves it, but I think there's like this narrative that's just like when you look back and you see the last 5 years, like you want to acknowledge all 3 of them, and the other 2 have already won one. So we're going to go ahead and give it to Embiid so that like the history of looking back, it says these 3 guys were so dominant, you know, during this era or whatever, you know. And so I don't know if I agree with that, but I get it, you know, because if you look back and it's like 3 Giannis and 3 Jokic or, you know, how whatever it is, like Embiid is kind of forgotten, you know, like.
Yeah, I mean, but you know what though? I went back and looked. Like Embiid, to me, probably should have got it the year they got the number 1 overall seed.
Yeah,
they were the number 1 seed in the East. To me, like I feel like when you have those kind of seasons, that normally gets you the MVP. When you have, again, the MVP is a narrative award. Like, I hate to say it, but it is. It's a narrative award. And so I don't know, bro. Like, I want Embiid to win the chip, but I mean, not win the chip, but to get the award. But I just got a hard time giving it to Giannis, bro. I got a hard
Yeah.
time giving it to Giannis.
You have a hard time giving it to
Josh
Giannis?
says Jay. I'm sorry, giving it to Embiid. Sorry, giving the award to Embiid.
Oh, okay.
I just think Giannis has got to get the award. So Joshua says, is Jay Kidd and Grant Hill the last time we had a co-award? They did, yes. They did share the Rookie of the Year in their rookie seasons. They did split that award. I mean, somebody, I'm telling you, man, like somebody's going to be extremely hot. They're going to play the role like everything's cool, but they're going to be extremely hot that they lost that award. And so I don't know. I don't know who gets it. But to kind of wrap the loop on that, man, Denver's just got to show us, man. Like, you're the number one seed now. I mean, you have a really good team. Shout out to Christian Braun. You got Jamal Murray. I know Michael Porter Jr. has been in and out the lineup, but you have a guy who could potentially be a 3-time MVP, and it's time to show and prove. You got to make a Western. Well, they made a Western Conference Finals in the bubble, but now you got to take that next step and actually get to the finals. I think on the Eastern Conference side, to me, the Eastern Conference is so top heavy. I think Knicks and Cavs is the series that I'm going to be looking most looking forward to. But to me, it's the second round. It's the second round. If we can get Bucks versus either Knicks or Cavs, and then if you can give me Celtics and Sixers, I'm fine. I love it. I'm in a great place. But
nice.
I don't know, man. Like, any final thoughts, man? Because we're gonna go ahead and call it night. We didn't get a chance to talk about Odell and Lamar, but I think we're gonna call it night. We've been going for about an hour 10. So, any final thoughts on the NBA before we jump off here to watch these games?
No, but I'm excited. I love NBA playoff time. I love NBA playoff time. This game every night. You know, it's the all stars, the superstars, it's the good teams. You know what I mean? It's you know, and it's guys. They turn it up, man. These players turn it up when it comes to the playoffs. You know, like they start playing like it's like March Madness. Like every possession counts. You know, like they start. You know, it's not any. It's no days off. It's no sitting starters. It's none of that kind of stuff. And so this is a very, very fun time of the year. So I'm excited.
Yeah. Last thing. Wait, hold on. Let me go check this out. Hold on. I need to verify something before we get off of here. Oh, wow. Miami's down by 20.
Oh, gosh.
I had to verify. My just posted that in the comments. That's why I was like, whoa, wait. It's 57-38 right now.
Whew. At home.
So, hands. At home. So last thing. I want to jump back to Rudy Gobert and slow-mo because I can't think of his actual name right now. Kyle Anderson. If your teammate calls you a female dog, y'all got to fight, right?
At that point in time, no. But in the locker room, yeah.
Okay, yeah. We got to square up. You got to see.
We square up, yeah.
Okay. Who you got in that? Kyle Anderson or Rudy, if they square up?
Gobert, yeah.
I don't know.
Kyle Anderson don't necessarily look like he got that dog in him either. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm going with the reach and the size advantage. Like, Kyle Anderson is not, it's not Zach Randolph and Rudy Gobert. Like, Zach Randolph will fold that man up.
I don't know. I think I might go Kyle from New York. I don't know how he grew up or nothing like that, but I think the hostility in his voice lends me to believe that he was tired of putting up with Rudy stuff. Like he was sick and tired of them. He was like, y'all babying him. You know what I'm saying? Y'all babying him. Y'all been doing this all season. I'm tired of it. I don't know. I think he would have hit him with like a 1-2 plus Rudy like 7-2. He ain't gonna have that athleticism to really move around like that. I don't know. I might go Kyle.
All right, I ain't mad at that.
All right, man. So we didn't get a chance to talk about Odell and Lamar. We'll get into that next week. Maybe Lamar will be signed by then. Maybe the Ravens will come to their senses and get that man his $230 million guaranteed, or at least $200 million guaranteed. Or maybe Odell gonna be all-time QB in Baltimore. We'll find out. Find out on this next episode of Dragon Ball Z, man. That's our
There
show.
you
We
go.
appreciate y'all tuning in. Please remember, you can check out every episode of It's a Black and White Thing by going to the podcast app of your choice, wherever you find a good podcast. Please continue to check us out there. Share. We appreciate everyone who has been rocking with us with the content that I've been posting on the socials. He's going to the Niners. Hilarious. The socials at Brains and Bars, IG, Twitter, Facebook. You can find us there. I've been posting content to the show. Appreciate everyone. The numbers, the metrics on that have been looking nice. For everyone who rocks with us, we appreciate you. YouTube, you can go to YouTube by searching at Brains and Bars there. Please like, share, hit the notification bell, hit us up in the comments. We appreciate everybody. Till next time, it's been a black
and white.
A little bit of a slow-mo reactionary thing. Don't jump off this
Kyle
shit.
Anderson.
I gotta holler at you by something.
Kyle Anderson. All right.
But we'll holler at y'all next week, man. Y'all be easy.
Peace.